You are now tuned into the FuseBox Radio Broadcast with DJ Fusion and John Judah. Syndicated worldwide to bring real black radio back to the masses.
All right, everybody, 1 2 1 2. What's going on? You're now in tune to another session of the syndicated worldwide FuseBox Radio Broadcast, bringing you a slice of what we call 21st century black radio to the masses, which is a mix of old and new school music, representing the international Black Diaspora, such as hip-hop, soul, funk, jazz, reggae, and more, as well as news, commentary, and some interviews here and there. On the mix and commentary, and you got myself, DJ Fusion. On the side, you got my bro who does the same, who will introduce himself.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, along with DJ Fusion, it's Ausar Raw. Back at y'all, sending love to each and every one of y'all. And of course, we're glad you tuned into the FuseBox Radio. First thing on the radio, broadcasting, Schumann residents. Yes, we're going to give it to all residents. Yes, indeed. What's the deal, Fusion?
Doing pretty good. Glad to get another new show in the mix so folks can have their 3-hour block of musical goodness and talk and all that good stuff for their weekly listen, whether it's via their favorite FM dial, internet radio station, podcast, or website, and all of that. And I'm trying to stay warm. Our corner of the East Coast is cold, or not as cold as some segments of the country where they've just been getting bombarded by all types of snow and ice. But this corner of the DC Metro is pretty brick right now. So, you know, dealing with that. But otherwise, we good. Got a lot going on.
The Hawk is definitely out, though. The Hawk is definitely out here.
The Hawk is out for real. It's not a game.
I mean, it's not, I'm not saying it's the worst, but, you know, it's pretty chilly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, 30-degree highs are still cold. I mean, you know, bless the folks who got to deal with worse than that and, like, ice walls and feet of snow, but
us folks, us Negroes who deal with the snow, think about the old lessons of counting your blessings. When it's cold, you know what I'm saying? However that falls or lands, you know what I'm saying? But you know, you deal with it for when it's the sunshine.
No doubt. So, yeah, man, we got things to go into. We got some things to talk about. We got some new and old school music to get in the mix. So let's go right on ahead. As always, thanks for everybody who's been listening to us. Some of y'all have been down from our origins in 1998. This year in April will be our 17th year of existence. I mean, for myself personally, that's literally just a little less than half of my life. So, you know, this joint is real. You know what I'm saying? To folks who, you know, might have stumbled upon us via, you know, recommendations, doing some searches for a new podcast to listen to, you know, doing some random searches or whatever. We deeply appreciate you for seeing what's good with us. And for those who are new listeners, let me break down how we go ahead and do everything with the show. At the beginning, we go ahead, we do our basic FuseBox Radio promo spiel, including talk about, you know, some upcoming events and things of that nature. And from there, we get into talking about some news items and just random stuff that's on our mind that happened during the past week. Then both myself and Ausar Raw go ahead and get into the music mix. So let's go right ahead and crank all of this out. You can always check out what's going on to FuseBox Radio Broadcast via our official website, FuseboxRadioOnline.com. That's FuseboxRadioOnline.com. Our official blog site is blackradioisback.com, and via that site you can check out all of our wonderful broadcast affiliates who get us broadcasts all over the globe, various blog posts and good things like that. Via the former website, you can check out our upcoming shows, a little bit of brief history for our music artists, how you can go ahead and submit music for possible airplay and or feedback, booking us for DJ gigs, and plenty more.
No doubt.
For those who are on the social networks, we do have our presence there. The vast majority of them end with FuseBox Radio. So, for example, Twitter.com/FuseBox Radio, right. Instagram.com/FuseBox Radio, YouTube.com/FuseBox Radio, so forth and so on. Now, on Facebook, Facebook.com/FuseBox Radio actually leads to my personal site, which, you know, I'm not, doing anything that I'm ashamed of on there. So if people want to join that, that's cool. We're trying to up our Facebook like page more, which, we're getting a little more interaction and stuff on that, and that's cool. That page is facebook.com/FuseBox Radio Show. Straight up one word. Hit that thumbs up, and if you see some posts that you like, because besides our radio show and events, we post up different news stories or musical things or whatever, feel free to go on ahead and share that. And if you happen to miss us through your favorite broadcast outlet of choice, our podcast of the latest show plus our archives is available via your favorite music streaming service or podcast, service of choice, such as iTunes, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, Podbay FM, so forth and so on. And if you're like, I'm not going to remember any of this stuff that you just said, just search for FuseBox Radio Broadcast. A whole bunch of stuff will pop up for us. And you can go on from there. We don't do too many spiels about, donations and sponsorships. I mean, we're definitely down for those. So if you want to do that, that's cool. We do have a PayPal button on our various sites. And if you're a business and you're just there like, hey, I want to do some sponsorship, email us through those sites. And we can see what's going on and what's good. We've been blessed to be able to cover our stuff pretty decently, but a little bit always helps in this game. So, for those who do that, on their end and occasionally and whatnot, we definitely appreciate that.
Word up.
And I'm on the event end, beginning of the year, a little bit of winter, a little bit of quiet. Little bit of flu, little bit of moving stuff around in the lab and beyond, so not too much stuff on that end. But I do have to shout out to folks of One Versus Many for having their concert event, Air Jordan Day at Tropicalia up in DC this past week. I spun a bit for some of the musicians who performed at that, and that was cool. Summertime, not giving details yet, but we should be back in the festival swing of things. We'll detail that more as time goes by. And let me see here. What else do we got going on? Yeah, that's the big mode right now. We're working on a few things that I don't necessarily want to reveal yet, but things will come out in that time frame. And yeah, man, that's about it on the promo spiel end for now. So let's go ahead and get into some stuff. First off, shout out to the folks who have been emailing us stories and contacting us through our various means. We deeply appreciate you.
Thank you.
Because some news stories, people who see the feed, I'm a voracious reader, so I'll post up all types of stuff that I think of interest. But there's always something that one can miss. So definitely thank y'all for sending stuff out there. And also thanks for the feedback from the last show.
Thank you.
That we did.
Thank you. God bless you.
It's kind of ironic because it's like we had people who gave some good feedback on the ultra serious stuff we talked about. Then we had people who just let out, y'all need to talk about Empire more. So, yeah.
I got a couple things I would like to say about it, but go ahead, Fuse.
I would say we're going to segue into that part in a little bit because I was just there like, man, I might have to actually sit down with this mess on Hulu because most of the time I tend to miss stuff. When it's live on TV, and even the folks who are on my personal Facebook page are just like going back and forth about Empire, and I'm like, all right then, so this Empire is now a thing. We can agree on it that much, depending on how you feel about the thing. Yeah, but anyway, let's go on ahead and get to doing a little bit of talking. I'm gonna be a little scattershot on this week's particular show, our first show of Black History Month 2015.
No diggity.
And whatnot. And I'm gonna be real basic about Black History Month because this crap happens every single year. Until everybody's history is covered in the proper ways and means, we need to have stuff.
No doubt.
Like Black History Month, and not just that, Women's History Month, Hispanic History Month, so forth and so on.
No doubt.
So when people catch feelings about that, it rubs me the wrong way.
No doubt.
Especially, in all honesty, and this is just my personal opinion, especially with black people. Cause dig it. Just because there's something called Black History Month doesn't mean you can't get into Black History the other days of the year. If you feel that Black History Month boxes Black History in, that means you let quote unquote the man win. That's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is saying that from February 1st to February 28th, y'all Negro can talk all you want to, then y'all can't talk about it no more. You know what I'm saying? Plus, in all honesty, the way our public school system here is in the States, where people are trying to take away you talking about anything that doesn't make, a Eurocentric, colonialist viewpoint seem awesome. You definitely need that, especially in some of these states like Texas, Arizona, and all that. Like, you have folks who are actively trying to take away stuff like, oh, man, you know, that's divisive towards American values. Like, word. So us talking about, you know, that Martin with More Than I Have a Dream is divisive to American values. And, you know, some of these hip-hop groups back in the day or whatever. I was like, okay, guys, let's tone it down. That's a little ridiculous. And then even for those of us who I think sometimes are very into things, we forget that everybody else isn't.
That's right.
And for some people, this might be their first exposure to stuff that's beyond, you know, some of the more, let's say, not so great viewpoints of black folks via mainstream media and other means. You know what I'm saying? Especially because we're more in an information age now where people can get access to different stuff to research and do other stuff and get into things. I mean, with the way 2014 was here in the States, do you really think Black History Month needs to go away? That was like, in my lifetime, that's probably like one of the worst years in my particular lifetime for Black America, where they're like, y'all ain't nothing. In the year where Tamir Rice got killed, Michael Brown got killed, we weren't that far away. Excuse me, from Trayvon Martin being killed, you know what I'm saying? Ferguson, all this other type of stuff. They're like, nah, I'm a internet revolutionary. We don't need Black History Month. If you don't sit your silly ass down and go away. Because you know what? Even if you have this information, you're quote unquote enlightened, everybody else doesn't have it. Everybody else does not have it. For that person who could be, you know, your future ally, who might be a young head right now, this might be the first time they see something.
No doubt.
This might be the first time they recognize something. Sometimes, yes, we have it for us, but sometimes it's not all about that. You know what I'm saying? There's a bigger, more encompassing thing with Black History Month. So, again, until everybody's information and stuff gets covered, I'm going to yell about Black History Month and I'm going to be obnoxious. Like, one of our friends over in Germany, shouts out to them, was talking about it when they, you know, have a diverse heritage themselves over in Europe. And they were like, there's times I talk about things and folks over here don't get it. And that's talking about from their area of the world, much less it being on a, you know, diasporic type of vibe and whatnot. And, you know, it's just a very strange thing. Like, we're still at the age where to recognize Black people as being people still hurts some folks' feelings.
No doubt.
As being as diverse and as full of potential and everything as the next man, because you got some money in you. And again, during the past year when we had to like hashtag Black Lives Matter to make Black Lives Matter become an international news story, some of you old bootleg Hotep Negroes are talking about Black History Month is bad. And I said bootleg Hotep. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever way you want to get into your knowledge is your way you get into your knowledge. So, you know, I don't want nobody automatically catching no feelings, but we do know there's some bootleg people who say they, you know, on some up and up who are just, instead of wearing, you know, a gangster flag, try to hide under some camouflage or an ankh or something. So, because I've seen that a little bit on the net and some other thing. That always annoys me. So, yes, I myself support Black History Month. And I support studying Black history every damn day.
No doubt.
But we you know, we got this time to, you know, wave our flag and be as obnoxious as other people are during the other 11 months of the year. And this is, again, Black history might be even 100 years old. This country is barely about 350 years old.
No doubt.
And as we talked about previously on the show, we're just 50 years past the Civil Rights Act. We're barely 50 years into when affirmative action has come through.
No doubt.
And, you know, I mean, my mom was around when segregation was real. No doubt. She's just in her 60s. Where it's like, no, that stuff y'all see in black and white pictures was how life was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? We are not that far removed. And in a country that has a problem with acknowledging the scope of history, much less acknowledging the part of history that doesn't make it seem like everybody can wave their red, white, and blue flag and we're supposed to be all wonderful and dandy, just pull ourselves up by a bootstrap and other bits of random BS propaganda. Why can't we be proud of ourselves? And why can't you let other people know that we gonna let you know what's up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, heck, we just had a Martin Luther King Day with the holiday passed not long ago. And you had states fighting against that in the 80s.
No doubt.
Think about that. When you hear like Public Enemies, you know, before I go to Arizona.
Yes.
That was, around that time frame.
No doubt.
So we're talking like freaking early to mid 80s. Places where they're like, man, why does Negro need to have a day? Who just want to have everybody, be equal and have them rights? Think about how jacked up that sounds. But some of y'all sedity Negroes think we don't need Black History Month. Besides the racist or whatever. Get out of here, dog. I'm sorry. I got the ranting for a little bit.
I want to say something briefly. She covered a lot of ground or whatever. But the more I study, because in the it was a time when I would go off what other people said and I didn't do my own study. And you can do that when you have good teachers, but more or less you have to kind of do your own study, though. The more I realize, I partially understand why it's in February, Shorts Month, because if you really were to push Black History Month or Black, anything related to Blackness, it would really expose the truth about really what's going on and what has been going on. Schools would teach that the first people on the planet were Black people. You know what I'm saying? They would teach, all these civilizations and structures that, that are in China or South America or, certain parts of Europe or Central America were created by Black people. You know what I'm saying? The oldest bones there were Black bones that they find off the Nile in that part of the world. So, they would teach about, certain things about us mapping the stars, about making mathematics and clocks, in BC, you know what I'm saying? And being able to do calendars, multiple calendars. So it would all come down to us. It would all really come down. And, this is Black radio, and we love people who are not Black who listen to us. We cherish you because then we know you have a certain spark within you. But, Black would go beyond just historical events of Black people. Black is cosmic. Black is planetary. Black is in the Black is in the plant kingdom. Chlorophyll, that's it. Black goes into the energies and chemicals within man in general, like melanin, So, we're talking about substances that absorb energy, So, Black goes beyond just the historical events and the political. Black is cosmic, like I said, planetary. They got, the chemicals some of the chemicals that are in most human beings are found out in space, on comets and stuff, seeding galaxies or whatever. And that aspect is within us, and it's mostly in Black people, but it's in all man though. So, Black is a lot of different things. Black is vast kingdom. Black is religion and spirituality is Black. All religion, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, all that comes from the ancient Egyptians. All that comes from them and the Black people before the ancient Egyptians. Some say Lemuria, some say Atlantis, but all those were Black folks. So, you get into pre-times and studying and, you find about different rocks that they dated millions of years ago that show Black people on them. They found in Peru, I think it's called the Ica stones. They dated them by the substance that was on them, and it was a million years old, and they got Negroes on them, Black folks. So that meant that it's been a very long time. They got old maps where lands that weren't there, that are not there now. They show Antarctica with no ice. So it's heavy when, and that's Black history because it was Black people who had to do them aerial maps. Aerial. How would they know above the motherfuckers? Negroes were doing aerial maps. But see, and on them stones I was talking about, they showed Negroes on birds, reptile birds like the movie Avatar. So they even Hollywood got to take from Black history. Star Wars, that's Black history. Jedi Knights, that's ancient Egyptian. So Black history is everywhere. You can't escape. Every time you do mathematics, every time you cut on the lights with mathematics, every time you do anything related to numbers, philosophy, religion, and numbers relate to everything because it's going to affect your car. That's going to affect the clothing. They have to do measurements, all of that. In the medical profession, what's that oath they take? The oath is after ancient Egyptian mystic. Some say angel, some say, human being, but it was a part of the ancient Egyptian thought that came from. So it all comes from black people. So they got to do it short. And like I'm about to wind it up, they got to do it short because, if we really put it out there, then that would really show that most everything was stolen and that people are masquerading like it's something else that it ain't, you know what I'm saying? But that's what kind of happens though. But it's all good though. But there are the good things because it shows that we have a doorway of greatness from the past into the future that is not bound on planet Earth. And not everybody on the planet right now can say that. Peace.
So we just had a Black History Month rant. That's cool. That's cool. That just meant it was in people's spirits to go ahead and do that. So that's what's up. And also, segueing into that, another reason that we need Black History. Shout out to quite a few people who sent this story to me and whatnot, especially it being happening right around our way. Students have walked out of a DC charter school earlier this week to protest the treatment of 3 teachers they said they would believe were punished for teaching too much Black history. This is at Howard University Middle School of Mathematics and Science. On the campus of Howard University. You're telling students, or teachers actually, that they're teaching the students too much Black history. Think about how jacked up that sounds. One of the premier historically Black colleges and universities of the United States, a world-renowned university as a whole, that is, a Black educational institution. This is occurring. But I'm sleep though, trying to talk about y'all sleeping on stuff like Black History Month and these other little things though. Okay. These teachers got said a student said the principal confronted these teachers in front of the students and then escorted them out of the building. To quote 7th grader Cameron Gaines Gillens, they were all escorted out by police officers because they were trying to teach us things about our African heritage. Parents and students said the teachers were let go because they taught about Black history beyond what was outlined in the curriculum. And they are demanding answers from Principal Angelique Blackman. And again, this is happening in what is supposedly the heart of democracy and enlightened America and everything. Washington, D.C. during the first week of Black History Month.
Not surprising.
But again, some of you old fake I'm wearing camouflage and Ankh Negroes think people are tripping trying to talk about Black history and trying to be self-righteous about it. Like, I don't got to celebrate no Black history. All right, dog. All right. You got these little kids who know they're being done dirty. But some of you grown-ass men and women want to be dumb. Okay, shout out to these children. Shout out to their parents. This story is still developing right now here up in the D.C. metro area. And we will see what goes down to happen as time goes by. These students protested outside the school, and they presented the administrators with a list of demands, including for new social studies teachers and more communication from the principal. And I can get into a whole other rant about the negatives and the positives of charter schools, but that's going to take all day, especially because in this area, the charter school system is kind of warped right now. Especially because when people who are overseas, like the charter school situation, there's times where it's a mix of private and public funding and other things for education. Sometimes it's just straight up private. Mm-hmm. And depending on what they say is going to be needed for basic educational standards or what have you above and beyond, there's times it can be good and there's times it can be bad. So for people who are like, what the hell is a charter school, who are listening in other parts of the world, I just want to throw that out there. But this is what we're still encountering in 2015. Not 1915, not 1955, not 1975, but 2015. So just to spike the ball in terms of why we need stuff like Black History Month and Black history being taught on an equal level in general, this is it. I mean, I'm really curious. I hope they interview these teachers. I'm sitting here, I'm like, was it too much Black history or was it the Black history they don't necessarily want to teach people?
That's what it was.
You know what I'm saying? Was like there a day where they were just there like, well, here's why Marcus Garvey was the way he was. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Here's King talking about, hey, Vietnam it was jacked up, and I'm not into this entire military industrial complex. Was that the stuff that was taught? You know what I'm saying? Was that, hey, some things, even like, you know, public programs in charter schools would have happened during, like, without the Black Panthers and some of that type of stuff being taught. You know what I'm saying? Because for some people, when you push beyond those quote-unquote safe Negro boundaries, is when stuff goes down. Anybody who's ever had a 9-to-5 of any sort, much less a professional 9-to-5, knows what the hell I'm talking about. When you get beyond safe Negro and I feel I can control your territories, people try to do that pushback. So I'm curious to see what happened with this particular situation, but we'll go ahead and see. And on the side, spin-off of that, speaking of, the State of the Union happened about a week or so ago. We were doing like rearrangements with the FuseBox Radio Labs and other stuff. And in all honesty, I usually don't care about things like that anymore because it's usually just the big, you know, show or whatever. But one of the things I know that people got hyped on was when President Obama, during that speech, had was talking about, well, I don't have any more terms to run or whatever. And, you know, the Republican Party being the opposite party of what he is for our folks who are overseas. You know, they had some jackasses who cheered when he said that. But he was like, that's because I wanted both of them, though. And it was like, oh, because I was like looking on Facebook that day. I'm like, why is everybody bugging about the damn State of the Union address? Who cares? Mm-hmm. And, you know, people showed that. And that was just one of those things where, again, if you've ever had a full-time or any type of gig, but I think particularly when you're in the professional realm, no matter what type of accomplishments stuff they had, there's usually one or two jackasses who try to act like you're not qualified to be there. And I can say I've gone through that in my experience right up to the present with some 9-to-5s. And when you can't like curse somebody else out and tell them to go to hell or any other stronger expletives and still keep your job, but you had to kind of like chin check them kind of quietly, but you're still smooth and professional. That's why I think people sweat that little part of the State of the Union, because I think so many black folks were like, yes, I know that. Because my mom was like, did you see that thing? I was like, when I talked to her later on that week, I was like, yeah, I saw President Obama, you know, do that, you know, that smooth black professional chin check or whatever on people. And, you know, kind of embarrass those dudes and whatnot. We've all had to do it. We've all had to do that. And people who definitely listened to our show in the past know that we are not some blanket co-signers of somebody because they're black.
That's right.
Or a particular party or whatever. But that was truly an identifiable moment that most folks have been doing. I mean, I'm sure President Obama would want to go up there and, you know, pardon my colloquialism, whatever I'm about to use. But I'm sure you probably wanted to say, like, look, all of you racist saltines can suck this big black presidential. But he can't say that in public. You know what I'm saying? Not to be taken seriously. And another type of thing, even though I'm sure he probably said that in his mind every day with the way his term has gone. Where even the good stuff that he has accomplished, people have tried to cockblock because he's a black dude. Or he messes with their persona of what a black person is supposed to be. Especially because he seems to be, you know, that more quiet guy than the one who's like gonna punch you in the jaw or whatever. So when you had news people talking about that seemed to be unprofessional, it was like, look, how unprofessional have these other cats been toward this dude for a smooth 6 years? You know, you had people, you know, during the notes, you know, they yelling at him that he's a liar, and you know, for some reason, some people still are like, you know, he's like a Kenyan socialist Muslim from outer space because he can't be a black American to be president all the time. Like, he dealt with people mouthing that crap for 6 years. People have shut down the government over the most basic stuff during the past 6 years. So for him to be there like, yeah, you know what, though? Y'all screwed me, but I can't say a whole bunch of stuff, though. But I won both those elections, though. So that was pretty much his nice way of saying, y'all can kiss my ass. So, you know, again, that's why we need current and present black history, but it all goes together. Anyway.
No diggity.
Next up, shouts out to comedian, activist, actor Dick Gregory. He finally got his Hollywood star on the Wall of Fame.
God bless him.
This past week. That was some pretty cool news to go on ahead and check.
Dick Gregory was on that health eating right stuff for decades.
Yeah, he was on that vegetarian stage for a long time, amongst, you know, other things and whatnot. And God, I didn't notice. I'm looking at this article right now. He happened to get his star on the day of his 56th anniversary to his wife. 56 years. There's some people you don't like to be around for a day, much less 56 years. So, you know, that's a strong body. He's definitely gone through some ups and downs during that time.
No doubt.
So that's cool. So that was a little bit of good entertainment news I saw earlier in the week, and I definitely wanted to, shout out that brother. I actually saw him a few years ago around Butts, Boys, and Poets here in D.C., and, folks swarmed that dude like it was nothing. And yeah, it was good vibes and everything, but it was one of those things where, he made that strong of an impact on many people.
There's something about when a old black dude with gray hair, dark skin is giving knowledge. Something about that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can receive that type of information. I mean, even before he looked old, not everybody would have received that information. So, but any brother who can get that age and can still function fluidly and talk wisdom as opposed to barbershop bullshit, nigga talk, but can talk that and go beyond that. You gotta love a brother like that. Old school, you gotta love him. God bless him.
No doubt. Let me see here. What else we got going on? I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Since of course the internet where I'm pulling up these stories want to have this web browser act up. Well, while we're waiting for those stories to load in, let's talk a little bit about the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
And some of the previous stuff that happened beforehand. Now, me personally, I'm not necessarily the biggest on most professional sports. I mean, I'll watch stuff or whatever, but there's only a few I'm like super into. Like, I'm more into mixed martial arts now and boxing and stuff like that than more team type of sports. But Super Bowl's like one of those times I guess some family members come through and everybody, sits back, eats a whole bunch of crappy food, talks trash about the halftime show, talks trash about the game. And this year was interesting on a whole bunch of levels. New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks.
No doubt.
I'm not even gonna get to all that Deflategate stuff because I don't know about that and I really don't care. Mostly because I'm like that the other team got whooped, so it wasn't like it was close and all of a sudden a few less bit of air pressure made folks do whatever. Man, I mean, I'm not trying to down it because I've had some people like, well, there's a big thing. I'm like, look, dog, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? All I'm trying to say, I think it sucks that they cheated if that's the case. But that's all that was there. Now, what got interesting was during a lot of the pre-media sessions for the Super Bowl, it was a fine study in terms of you're the Negro we like and you're the Negro we don't like because of this. You know what I'm saying? You're the cat we're going to hate on. Because I remember the first time the Seahawks got in Richard Sherman, people were like mad at him because he talked too much. This year you have Marshawn Lynch, people were mad at because he talked too little. Like, you weren't the nice middle of the road happy Negro for either of those dudes who would just work and shuffle and shine, but apparently seem to have a bit too much pride for you. Now, the situation with Marshawn Lynch, I thought it was just kind of messing with it. After a while, I think they were just trying to bait him to say something crazy or act crazy.
That's right.
And whatnot. And whether you feel that he was justified due to, social anxiety things, or him maybe just being tired of saying the same thing over again, the media thing, I'm like, it just seemed to be very weird that folks act like they were personally offended that he wasn't, going through the soft shoe at every single, media thing they had leading up to the Super Bowl. And, the fact that, he did his thing, and I personally kind of found it hilarious, honestly. With I gotta go this thing, okay, whatever. Well, Marshawn, whatever. I'm just here not to get fined, dog. That's like literally like your hashtag when you're at a 9 to 5 and you're tired. You don't feel like doing a whole bunch of nonsense, but at the same token, you got to do certain things. I think that's another thing that some folks are like, look, why are you here? I'm just here not to get fined. I want to keep my money. Whatever, dog. That's why I'm here. And him doing that for like straight, like I think he did that over 20 something times during that joint. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, again, I think that's something that everybody identified. Well, you probably had that one gig where they're like, look, why are you here, cuz? Because I'm going to still do a good job. I'm going to still do my thing. You can't say I'm a bad employee. I'm not acting like a jerk. I'm just not going through a whole bunch of nonsense right now. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm not in the mood. And the thing that was kind of bugged out to me was people would show that and try to talk about, well, look at this Negro being like, But you know what they didn't show? They didn't show Richard Sherman, and I can't remember the name of the other player, unfortunately, off the top of my head right now. They didn't show the part of the media day coverage where those cats were talking about how whack the NCAA was towards student athletes. Deadspin.com had footage of it as well as transcript, and it was really good. It was really articulate. They broke down, that, hey, man, these students are still putting their bodies and stuff on the line. It's cool to have scholarship and everything else, but, you got people who may not be able to eat, or they got to go through this to get eligibility and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, y'all ain't show that part on TV. Because you saw these two big wide-body Negroes, one with dreads going down his back, talking a little more smart than y'all care to show the black athlete that y'all seem to care about. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was bugged out. And I definitely thought that was an interesting study of contrast and things right there.
One thing I thought was interesting about the football thing was I've seen a lot of games, and I got older brothers, so I remember watching games with them when I was a kid. And I don't really ever remember somebody catching the ball like that with that much time left within the, which made them, made it more probable and possible for them to win. Now, with that being said, I thought I was looking for the brother to win because it would have been the first black QB to win 2 Super Bowls straight. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I wanted to see. To me, this might sound strange, but when I saw that pass, when I saw him shotgun, I was kind of puzzled. But when I saw him throw that pass, first thing that came to my mind was before it was intercepted. The first thing came to my mind was ego. I talked to some of my elder cats who in the sports, and I'll throw their angle in it. But first thing came to my mind was ego. I said, bruh, Marshawn was in the backfield. You could have gave it to him. It was 2nd and goal. If they would, it would have been 3rd and goal. Plus, they still had a timeout. That was ego. That was pride. Now, I heard some people might say, well, offensive coordinator might have had them, whatever. So that meant that y'all didn't want this nigga to be the fly nigga of the night. They didn't want Marshawn to be the fly nigga of the night. They win the Super Bowl. Everybody go home with another ring. But you will have people. Well, there could be a possibility of people within that organization that didn't want him to be the fly nigga, even though he was going through the motions. Not everybody's going to be able to allow you to put their hand in their ass and to be a puppet. Not everybody's going to allow you to do that. Some people just got too much God in them for you to allow them to do that. And there's nothing you're going to be able to do anything about that. But, unfortunately, I thought it was pride on, I don't know if the offensive coordinator had him do that with that spontaneous reaction, but, all in all, they didn't give it to Marshawn for it to be, the icing on the cake. Goddamn, you don't have hatred amongst the, clique like that, you know what I'm saying? But it happens. We know it happens in families.
No doubt.
But, unfortunately, that was a bad call, and, big up to Patriots for winning.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tight game till the end, you know what I'm saying? And you brought up, the situation that last joint. Anybody with eyes, regardless of which team you were cheering for, had to be like, that was one of the stupidest plays I've ever seen. You could have somebody who you were not even 2 yards away. You could have had, even if you didn't want to be it's an ego thing, you didn't want to have, Marshawn Lynch running through. I mean, the man's called beast mode for a reason. He rolls through and he makes it happen. But you had all these other players who could just ran it through, had it open. It probably would have surprised people, quite frankly. But you're going to toss the ball with 2 yards away? And I mean, a part of me had to look at the brother who threw it at first, and I was like, what? But I had to be like, you know what? Let me keep it cool, because I'm like, you had to obey what your coaches say. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because if you end up running it and didn't have the people would have been there like, nah, this Negro didn't do whatever. So you would have been asked out either way, quite frankly. But that was just bad. I mean, people didn't have to fight and crap afterwards like they did. That was kind of ridiculous. But it was I'm watching that. I'm like, are y'all serious? Wow. Yeah, people are going to be kind of hurt about that, But anyway, overall pretty good game. And, at the very least, even if, on GP, I know people who didn't care, but they were because of all the media stuff before. They were just like, I'm going to be a Seahawks fan today or whatever. But, at least the brother caught, that interception.
No doubt.
With New England Patriots, He had that on his mark for the rest of whatever. So good for that young man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see here. What else we got going on? Oh, Super Bowl halftime this year. first and foremost, I personally thought it was kind of dry for the majority of it, but I can't say that Katy Perry sucked. You know what I'm saying? I think when you do those type of shows, you gotta have a certain vibe and spectacle going on when you do a Super Bowl show, which you might be able to accomplish even in the big arena. You know, Super Bowl is a completely different beast. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I think she can sing, and there's pop songs of hers, you know, I do know, or whatever, can write a hell of a catchy song. But I was like, I'm just kind of twiddling my thumbs, and then I'm like, here's Lenny Kravitz, yay! But he was only there for like a hot second. And went away, and I was there like, alright. And as a woman, I'm like, Lenny still looks hot, so shout out to Lenny for still looking hot, being around his, you know, upper 40s, I think now, or whatever. And then I'm just there like, okay, some of this set design is a tad ridiculous, which, by the way, shout out all of you Negroes on Twitter and Facebook and whatever else who had all the meme jokes or whatever and graphics jokes from that show, because that gave me a whole bunch of laughs for the past few days. I know some folks have seen it through our Facebook page and Twitter and different stuff I've shown that people had did on that end. But then, right when I was like, I really don't care for this, I got family who was like, this, you know, especially my older black family, like, this is a boring halftime show. When the game gonna start again? Missy Elliot comes out. We're like, oh crap, it's Missy. And
big up to her.
As I said on social media, and I will restate it again, Missy, due to illness and some other things, hasn't really done do too many live performances at the present, or whatever. She hasn't had a quote unquote big hit in at least over a smooth decade plus. Her 3-song medley had more energy than all the Katy Perry set. All of it. You had Lose Control. You had Work It. I forget the other joint. Yeah, to Get Your Freak On. Yeah. You had them 3 joints. And Missy, her dancers killed it for those little bit of time. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, for all y'all who just there like, man, I don't know, when a hip-hop song is only 2 or 3 years old, it's old. It's decrepit, whatever. I'm like, Missy, who I think is like at least 45 or so, murked it. And I'm like, the main lesson from the Super Bowl this year to me is like, black people save dry halftime shows. Because Lenny and Missy saved that halftime show from just being there like struggable or, for some people, boo status. And I had to give Katy Perry credit for putting the both of them onto her show. That showed a certain respect level or whatever, especially with Missy. Because a lot of artists now, like, they're like, if it's not in the current or in the now, they're not really trying to be about that. You know what I'm saying? And even though, God bless Katy Perry's heart, because she can't dance worth a damn, and she was looking a little awkward next to Missy, and you could tell that she was hyped to be on stage with Missy. She's like, I'm going to be Missy's hype woman for these 3 songs. And the cool thing about all this is, besides the fact that, you know, as much as Super Bowl people don't want to admit it, y'all need black folk to make your shows hot. See Prince. Hell, even see Beyonce and some of these other folks, you know what I'm saying? Y'all need black folks to make it hot. Stop being bitter about the joint that happened with Janet a while ago. And get us back in the mix more, you know what I'm saying? Popular black music is pop. Get over it. No, this is just, the last thing I wanted to bring it up was kind of cool about all this. But besides the fact that these folks perform, Missy Elliot has some top 10 singles during the past week.
No doubt. With
sales. Because you had folks who, I'll put it like this, you had some folks where I had to look at the fact of mainstream music is in a weird state right now, especially when it's trying to acknowledge older stuff, even if it's just about 5 to 10 years ago. You literally had a generation of kids who was probably just there like, who the hell is this with Katy Perry? I like these songs. You know what I'm saying? And we had to remember Missy and Timbaland were that crew for a hot minute.
No doubt.
So you had people who were probably like, this is some old futuristic sounding, yeah, who's this black chick? And there's that old grumpy black woman in me who just there like, how the hell is you know who Missy is? But I'm like, you know what, I understand. And I had to remember that there are people who are in their 20s who were born in 1990. You know what I'm saying? To 95 and below. So shout out to Missy for making them extra sales right now. That is awesome. Hopefully, I'm hoping beyond hope that this is a sign that she's going to try to make a comeback. Because she still has it. She had that fun element, I think, that's sometimes missing in some of the more mainstream current hip-hop right now. But yeah, that's my little spiel on that.
I mean, if anybody who has listened, who has heard this show, or has heard anything in the past, or new people, that it's not about living. You can't go. It's not about living in the past when people play older music. When I hear that argument, I'm like, did you think about what you said and to who you said it to? I'm like, music and art is energy and spirit. That goes beyond the walls and boundaries of time, space, air, fire, water, and earth, ether. It goes beyond all that. So in the beginning was the Word, and in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. Before, in other words, vibration was before light. Vibration was before time. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning was the Word. Word is vibration. Music is vibration. So I mean, we talking about a feeling. We're not talking about time. We're talking about whatever you connect to. So if you can connect to something, that's all it is. That's all that matters. If it's 95, if it's 1985, if it's 1980, hip hop from 85, 86, 87, 88 out of New York, or if it's, something from 1994, 96, 98. If that's what it is, but people want to kill, which is creative. That's all it is. But we're going to be repping the old and the new. All right?
Indeedy. Let me see. I told y'all we're going to be bouncing all over the place today. It's that type of show. Two RIPs. RIP to Charlie Sifford. People might not be familiar with him if you're not into golf, but he was one of the first black men who was part of a PGA tour in terms of getting to the championships and all of that. So we're talking about in the 1960s. He passed away at the age of 92 of a stroke and whatnot in Cleveland. And, again, another thing about Black history, they did not want you around, especially if you didn't fit into a box. And you had to think about this. You barely got black folks who play golf now on a professional level. Or people of color at large. You have more people out now. But you gotta talk about 1967. There were some hot white men that this black dude was able to kill it on the golf course.
No doubt.
Especially, back then, we ain't talking about a cat who got money. Like, he got into the game because through practicing and stuff, because him and his pops had worked at the golf course.
No doubt.
And went from there. Like, these cats weren't trying to give him a PGA touring card because of whatever.
It's like that was supposed to be a white game with white men hitting little white balls in a black earth. You know what I'm saying? But now it can be a black man hitting his ball into a black earth.
Hey, man. It's what it is. So shouts out to him. That was one of those little bits of history that, unfortunately had happened due to the fact that he passed away. But, one learned about during this past week. Also, RIP to Don Convey, R&B artist and songwriter. While some folks might not be familiar with his name, he's written songs that were covered by the Rolling Stones, Aretha Franklin, Little Richard, and more, including, I know a lot of people know Aretha Franklin's Chain of Fools. And whatnot. Them old school folks know the 1961's Pony Time, which people actually could hear that on the sound on the OG movie version of Hairspray.
No doubt.
Excuse me, and whatnot that John Waters did that had Ricky Lake and all them other folks up in there. But definitely Chain of Fools. But he actually had wrote for Otis Redding back in the day.
Really?
And whatnot. It ended up Aretha's cover was the one that hit it up. Also wrote Hanging Up My Heart for You, Solomon Burke, Gladys Knight and the Pips, Letter Full of Tears, and just tons and tons and tons more, man. So, some of them cats who were in the background making, that foundation for the music that we have today. And whatnot, so definitely R.I.P. for him. He also had put together, a R&B supergroup back in the day called the Soul Clan, which in 1968 consisted of him, Solomon Burke, Benny King, Joe Tex, and Arthur Conley.
No doubt.
That's a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have heard the tune Soul, meaning it reached the R&B top 40. And he just kept it moving like that, man.
Well, Solomon Burke, Benny King, Joe Tex, all of them had hits independent of one another. Joe Tex had hits in the 70s. Benny King Simon Burke were more 60s. But yeah, that's information that I didn't know right there.
No doubt. He also contributed backing vocals for a whole bunch of people, including Tom Waits and Jimmy Cliff.
No doubt.
So, he was in there, so R.I.P. to him. And whatnot, one of those many black folks who, the role they play in the background helped put things in the foreground.
No doubt.
Let's see here. On a few things on the serious side. Cleveland, Ohio's family of Tamir Rice has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the police department over there. For those folks who remember, Tamir Rice was a 12-year-old who was shot down by police because somebody had called in and thought that he had a gun, and it being a toy gun. And people who have seen the unfortunate video clip, including myself, so I know those police didn't give him no chance to drop the gun or do nothing. They just rolled up him and shot that boy.
No doubt.
Or whatever. So,
ritual murder, ritual type killing or something.
It's that bullshit. That's what it is.
Going through magic spells or some shit. Ritualistic. In other words, it wasn't about whether the boy was whatever. We come to kill a little Negro today.
And, it was literally seconds. Like, if people have seen that joint, it was literally seconds. You didn't hear a whole bunch of, drop the gun, don't shoot, whatever. They rolled up my cat and just started firing.
On a child, 12-year-old boy.
On a child, but, one of those things you don't want to do with stories like this happen is go on the internet and comment section sometimes. You're just there like, Jesus, most of humanity are pieces of crap. Good Lord. Well, they shouldn't have been whatever then. You can let grown men kill cops up in Pennsylvania and be out for damn near a month and a half, but that cat's not a savage or a criminal that needs to be killed or whatever. But that boy was. Pardon my language, people can go fuck themselves who think that shit.
Yeah, the ritualistic killings, they like little children. Prepubescent, before their puberty, the blood is supposed to be different for children. And they can, their body's able to take in energy in a different way. That's why they say kids are innocent. They're able to still take in energy in a way that adults can't. So, like, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, you don't know who these cats are connected to. You know what I'm saying? What societies and groups they connect to. They like to kill people for the sake of, like, a high or getting energy from their God. I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying that, when people are killed for no reason, there's no logic, no rhyme or reason. What other than, or like when kids are abducted, it's like, why them kids are dead. What did they get out of that? What did they get out of killing a kid who, without speaking, what I'm saying? There were two cats with guns. What did they get out of that? People, it's a lack of connection to spirit and God, period, that, it's like you didn't even kind of consider that. Consider it,
I definitely can agree on the level of people not just being able to connect, because the thing that kills me of all these stories, and there's times I've definitely debated with people on this, is that, look, we know there are real criminals in this world. We know there are people who are truly dangerous in this world. There's not just people who just screw up. And why is one group of people who screw up can get all the chances in the world and other people have to be killed in the street? Why is that logical to you? Where I'm like, if you really believe that this is the most thuggery of thug Negroes, shouldn't they be able to go through the judicial system that you say is so good? If they had to go to jail, hopefully come out and contribute to society. Why is that something that is denied black men, black women, and various other people of color here in this country?
Yeah.
Way more than it is for the numerically, majority population. Why is that? But we also look at the aspect too that while some people aren't necessarily like KKK, I'm going to hang you from a tree with, black people, you got some folks who are just very comfortable with stereotypes.
No.
It's easy to be like, those people over there didn't act up, instead of being there like, there might be a huge systematic problem going on in terms of how we look at things and how we do things. Because when you look at stuff like that and you had to enact change, some people are very comfortable with not making change. It's probably easier for some people to be there like, well, Negroes are scared to the like, wow, that cat is just like me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's like when you talk to some older people and you can hear stories about them doing crazy stuff, but it's like, how are you dissing this young person while you're not trying to help them, but they might be involved in some crazy stuff too? You know what I'm saying? Like, what made you so special that you were able to get another chance and that person had to die? Mm-hmm. You know, we look at the Eric Garner situation that happened in New York. What made him had to be the guy who had to get choked out and killed in the middle of the street? But somebody else, even they're like, oh man, they might have had this a rough time, you know, and they did this, but that was youthful indiscretion. You know what I'm saying? What makes somebody who has a riot for a sports event, which, you know, let's be honest, in America, that usually happens with white people. They can tear up a town or tear up a place. But when black people get extremely mad, and I'm not for riots either or way, quite frankly, but when black people get mad and some of the stuff that happened in Ferguson happened, these are some savages. So I'm like, so your anger over your basketball team losing or winning, because there are people who riot when they win too, is more important than these black folks who are just mad at being treated like second-class citizens. Okay, dog. Okay. Anyway, you know. But yeah. Speaking of certain things with Ferguson, one of the members of the St. Louis County jury that probed the fatal police shooting of Michael Brown and Ferguson is suing the county prosecutor because they want to be able to have the gag order lifted off them to talk about what happened during that particular situation. And that's interesting because shout out to Free Speech Radio News, who shot this over, and they interviewed the folks from the ACLU from around that way. Lifetime gag order. Why can't you talk about what happened? Why's it got to be secret? What's so special about how y'all did this thing for this particular police officer with Darren Wilson that might be happening with other police officers in that area, or might expose something that's even bigger than that? So I'm curious to see how that's going to go down. That's some interesting news. And we got a few things that are more on an upward note we can end with. First and foremost, shouts out to the current chair of the FCC, Tom Wheeler. He is going to go forth and try to get a vote to make net neutrality the internet a public utility. Now, when we talk about stuff like net neutrality, it's essentially about not having corporations be able to give certain people more privilege than another person to put out their information or whatever else, or business and stuff like that. To make it a real short summation, you can check out our folks over at Electronic Frontier Foundation, Free Press and more for a little more detail about that, because I'm going to keep it kind of short. But essentially, like back in the day, you know how phone companies used to be you had a big AT&T used to be like the big phone company. And we don't have a lot of competition. That means people can, pretty much screw you over in terms of price, what they want to offer, so forth and so on. Cable companies and some of these other folks who offer broadband internet here kind of want to do the same thing right now. And for lots of people, especially with this new information age, that can screw you over, even if you just want to get entertainment. Let's say you're with Verizon and Hulu have an issue. You might be getting your stream all jacked up and slow unless you pay a whole bunch of money because people don't have certain agreements going on. Now, think about how that could be on some serious stuff like decimating independent news. Help, independent media outlets like us. If we can't pay a certain amount, if, they want to really get fancy about it and, Fox and CNBC and everyone can do it and they can get their stuff off faster than we can, that's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the big things about the net. And when you even look at like certain things that have happened, heck, over here with the various moves of the Black Lives Matter and some of these other stories that quite frankly didn't get to other folks without the internet to make movement to do other things. This becomes very serious. And even if you're just apolitical as hell, if you're creative, like you're a musician or something, do you want to have, clear channeling them and only the big major labels be able to access your phone faster when people want to check your stuff out or do whatever, then you as an independent, you don't want to be on the same equal playing field. So it gets deep. And for the SEC chairman, to put out there that he supports this and wants to push us through, that's a major thing. Now, we still got till about the end of the month when the SEC needs to have their vote to do stuff. Fingers and toes crossed, they get it done, and fingers and toes crossed our Congress, who's being, paid off like a bunch of whores by some of these lobbyists who ain't for this. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But this is a major step, and I think that's good news, and we're definitely happy for that. Again, definitely go to freepress.org and EFF.org to check out more information on net neutrality and why it's more so important. And for our musicians, futureofmusic.org. It's all breaking down really well why, this is that business right there. So good news on that front. Let me see here. And random goofiness. First and foremost, if somebody told you that they should let restaurants opt out of hand washing after going to the bathroom to reduce regulatory burden, you would be there like, you're out of your damn mind. Unfortunately, in the U.S., there is a Republican senator by the name of Tom Tillis who essentially said that, which is like, you are a gross white man. That's disgusting. I'm not going to eat at a restaurant that says we're opting out of washing hands after somebody goes and, takes a pee or whatever. You can be anti-government regulations all you want to. You know what? Some government regulations work. You know what I'm saying? And that's like this group of, jackasses who are talking about, like you got freaking measles outbreaks and stuff happening right now. It's like, man, I don't want to have a vaccination. What? Nobody's saying take every vaccination at once, because yes, I personally think that causes problems. I mean, just jam a whole bunch of them joints into people and don't space them out. But it's like, so one of the few advantages of science that everybody agrees on from the 20th century that was a real good thing, that essentially eliminated polio in this country and certain other stuff. We got certain stuff coming back because some of you ridiculous people are just there like, I don't want to do a vaccination. Like, word? That's what you want to be about? And then you have some of these politicians who, because they're getting thirsty for the upcoming presidential elections in this country in 2016, trying to kind of have halfway coast. And I'm like, you and your kids got a damn vaccination. Why these other people ain't supposed to get no vaccination? If I have a child, I ain't trying to go to a school where these kids ain't vaccinated and had them get some way back when disease because you want to be silly or whatever else.
Well, one thing that I see about this is you talking about, I think back, I remember when I was in high school, they had this thing called MMR. I think it's measles, mumps, and rubella.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're talking about stuff like that, and I think polio, and it was rumored polio, there was something else mixed with the polio thing, which, afterwards there was supposed to be like more cancer outbreaks after that. But polio and these vaccines that did good. Now, when it's like everything it's like everything else, you know what I'm saying? There's the good and there's the bad, you know what I'm saying? So there's vaccines that you need, there's some vaccines that you should stay away from. Flu to me, I just never thought that was ever necessary even before I heard people talk about it. But, definitely do your research on vaccines if you take them, because I think that the majority of them are not for black people. And the majority of these chemicals that are in these are from pharmaceuticals. A lot of times we got a contract or a new cat that we got on board to sell a drug to certain people. It could have been a flu vaccine last year, but it's a different company now, or different, you know what I'm saying? So money is being made when they push vaccines. And at the same time, it could have an adverse effect on people. So just definitely do your research if you take any chemical in your body.
Now, I'll put it like this. Research is fine. And I go back and forth with people about the flu vaccine, especially if you're not ultra young or ultra old. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of about that. But when we talking about these old school things that are coming back, like, you ain't supposed to be talking about polio making a comeback like it's a rapper. Like, polio and measles making a comeback. Like, get out of here. What's next? Scurvy? We'll have scurvy have a comeback too? I'm afraid of oranges. What the hell? Come on, guys. Let's exercise a little common sense. Do some real research before you do whatever. And certain stuff like that, man, I mean, these are things that people can still die from. So let's reel some of this back in and get a little bit of, whatever on that. And again, for this dude talking about not washing your hands because of regulations, and America has too many regulations, you're gross.
Yeah,
and you need to go somewhere.
Yeah, sanitation is definitely real, especially when you're dealing with food. And anybody who's ever worked with food knows that.
Word up. I have personally, and it's just they're like,
or cats that worked in kitchens. I just whatever just came from wiping my butt crack. Now I'm going in the cooler where the food is at, and I just happened to dip my hand in something because I was hungry. They're about to serve that to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the cooler or the hot box. You know what I'm saying? Nah, people get fired or punched in the face for things like that.
Pretty much, man. Because look, if you want to be that restaurant and you have a sign saying that we ain't following these particular USDA regulations, guess where my black ass ain't eating? I ain't eating at your restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Let me find out things the way everybody else does through the Department of Health if I eat at some random place and something is wrong. Don't be there like, yep, I just, had to take the illest and I'm going to make you a sandwich. That's not how life is going to work. That's not how life is going to work for me. But anyway, lastly, in what the hell random news, a woman with a kangaroo was asked to leave McDonald's. And I'm the type with my 9 to 5, I had to get up relatively early most days. And I'm just looking on my phone while I'm getting breakfast ready and doing my commute, and I see this headline. I'm like, I need to read it because that makes no damn sense. So much doesn't make sense about the story. For one thing, it didn't happen in like Australia or something. It happened in Wisconsin.
I guess she was thinking about Captain Kangaroo. She's the captain of the kangaroo? And
this is going to sound stereotypical, and I'm sorry, but this is like the whitest story because...
Daughter of Captain Kangaroo? What's the deal?
In Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, a police officer said he was quite certain he never responded to a call he received at this particular McDonald's restaurant. He responded to an anonymous complaint about a woman who brought a kangaroo into McDonald's. The woman had a baby kangaroo wrapped in a blanket and tucked in an infant car seat. She explained that it was a service animal to help her cope with emotional distress. And produced a letter from the doctor. So the woman was upset at first and agreed to leave the restaurant. Now, look here. I'm not going to diss people who need service animals. I've seen people with dogs, cats, all over type of things. You know what I'm saying? But for one thing, where are you? You're in Wisconsin. Where the hell are you getting a kangaroo? Yeah. Much less a baby kangaroo that you can put in an infant car seat and have the blanket like it needs clothes. Black people don't do stuff like this.
That's right.
Black folks aren't running around like, you know what? I need a service animal. I need to be like a freaking mini wallaby that I can just drive around while I'm getting my hash browns in the morning at McDonald's.
No doubt.
I don't know, man. I'm like, that was like the winning goofy headline that came across our desk during this week. You brought the kangaroo, and that meant mad people walked in like, what in the living hell is this? Am I tired while I'm getting my coffee today? Am I that bugged out? Did the weed I smoked this morning get laced with something evil? Because I see a kangaroo up in this piece that's probably going on ahead and making some noise. Like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I thought that joint was pretty damn hilarious with this particular story. But yeah, man, that is about it for now. Lot to talk, lot to babble. I'm going to cut out some news stories so we can get right into the music for this week's radio show. As we always say, if our commentary don't gotta love or like everything that we say, but if you get into some conversation, your mind is sparked, we have done our job as a quality independent outlet of media and a quality black independent media outlet. With our music, we always appreciate all the folks who submit music, independent to mainstream and everything in between. If we don't get your tune on during this particular show, if it's dope, it's going to eventually get on and get its shine and all of that good stuff. Yep. This is a non-payola operation, so we don't focus on that nonsense. It's literally just the two of us curating music and making things happen that we hope make you nod your head, stomp your feet, and all that good stuff. So, man, Ausar walked in now. He got snacks and stuff. Ain't even offering nobody no snacks.
I had to walk through the door. Give me a name.
See, ain't even articulating right because his mouth is full of sugar and whatnot.
Sugar-free, dairy-free snacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I say walking in with snacks in the studio, but that's cool. Anyway, this is syndicated worldwide FuseBox Radio Broadcast. 21st century black radio for the masses, making it hot, making it happen. And yeah, Black History Month 2015. We're gonna do what we do. We're gonna make our own little bit of history every freaking day and all that. DJ Fusion about to get into the mix. All right.
FuseBox, Ausar Raw, DJ Fusion about to blast off. Peace to all and you and yours. Love, peace, soul. And we out.
All right.
Yeah. DJ Fusion. Yeah. To the break of dawn. 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 All my effects involved. As we get funky, problems will be solved. Everybody knows. This ain't on the pot tip, check it out. What is a panther? An animal that kills. I'm like a shark with blood coming out the gills. You can never in your wildest dreams get a piece of this gangster lean straight from Queens. Strong as liquor that be seen in a limousine. Now you're getting done without Vaseline. Wouldn't bite because your rhymes are punch out. Made another million so competitors bow. Homeboy, hold on, my rhymes are so strong. Nothing could go wrong, so why do you prolong songs that ain't strong? Brother, you did wrong. And got the nerve to have them Star Trek shades on. You can't handle the whole weight. Skin needs lotion, teeth need Colgate. Wise up, you little burned up French fry. I'm that type of guy. And I'll slam you know just like a sumo. Put them in Pampers, leave my drawers in his hamper. When I'm through, he need a brand new identity. I was scooping girls before you lost your virginity. Your jam is just a dreaming MC scheme. Get crushed by LL Fiend. Something like Shaft, put you in a cast. Whoa, you little blood clot boy, you must not know the rep. I keep the MCs a beat sweet. Play cheap and free with a sheet, you need technique. Get rid of that yuck mouth smile. Cause brother, you ain't got no style. Keep on. To the break of dawn. To the break of dawn. Keep on. To the break of dawn. Hey yo, that's kinda funny, but check this out here. Immaculate styles are used to abuse MCs, so light the fuse and spread the news. You lose to the damage, a microphone manager, coat crush and bruise and bandage your amateur. That amateur swinging a hammer from a body bag. So run and get your camera. Get a flick of the stiff that tried to get swift, but I'm the wrong brother to dance with. Cause I don't need a partner to swing. Keep your eyes on the Cool J ring. Shooting the gift, but you just don't shoot it right. You couldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight. Wouldn't throw a rock in a ghost town. So don't try to play post clown. You know the LL's back in town, and all the wannabe sheriffs is getting shot down. Give me that microphone, I'ma show you the real meaning of the danger zone. Stop dancing, get to walking. Shut your old mouth when young folks is talking. You little snake in the grass. You swing a hammer but you couldn't break a glass. Give me a lighter, now you cut loose from that Jerry Curl juice. Cool J is back on the map. And when I see you, I'ma give you a slap. That's right, a little kick for that crap. Cause my old gym teacher ain't supposed to rap. Keep on. To the break of dawn. Fuck it up. I said keep on. To the break of dawn. Check this out. How dare you stand beside me? I'm cool, I freeze ICE on your trail, and I'ma cut that ponytail. You're disobedient with the wrong ingredients, but I'ma drink you down over the rocks while I freak on your album cover jocks. You're gonna hear a real ill paragraph soon. I took the cover right home to the bathroom. And the immortal words of LL, hard as hell. Your broad wears it well. She's the reason that your record sold a few copies, but your rhymes are sloppy like Oscar, and you're bound to get dropped and stopped. I ain't Murray the cop, no in my feelings, but I got a bag of tricks. Mr. Busherman, give me a fix so I can show you I'm immune to them romper room tunes. You little hip-hop raccoon, I'm not Scarface, but I want more beef. Before you rap, you was a downtown car thief, working in a parking lot. A brother with a perm deserves to get burned. So tell me how you like your cold cream, on a cone, in a bowl, or in a wet dream, with your TV on channel Buzz. Uncle L, that's how much damage he does. Here's $5, catch a taxi cab, take your rhymes around the corner to the rap rehab. Keep on. To the break of dawn. Yeah. To the break of dawn. I said keep on. Just wanna funk it up a little bit. My man B-Rock just walked in the crib, you know what I'm saying? Over here at my long house, just cooling out. My man Clash in the house. Sipping on his bottles and James premium peace flavored wine cooler. Lounging back. Keep on. Peace. To the break of dawn. To the break of dawn. To the break of dawn. To the break of dawn.
sucker. Yeah, oh, this what you want, huh? Microphone checker. Mother of microphone checker. Keep that grip tight like my Smith & Wesson. I with the mic, which is on the turner. Hit you with the hurtful flick of truth like Sojourner. Mother of a microphone eater. Spitting hot, it's hit your dome with the heater. Wouldn't wanna be a dish lyrical for heaters. Got Dragon Balls like my name was Vegeta. Motherfucker, super duper swanking. Chickens still hating, pigs run them for the bacon. Take them to the slaughterhouse, said we bout to order out. Tell them we the badass motherfucker that they heard about. Yes, I guess the word is out. We coming for the top dollar, top rock baller. Since I pop my collar, chickens say they hit us, they ain't never shot nada. Me, I'd rather not snitch up on my own problems. Cause I'm a microphone killer. Especially when my head is gone off that liquor. Specially educated, heavily medicated. Give me that beat and I put you next to Dilla. Flow sweeter than vanilla. Tell these haters beat it, Kent Jackson Thriller. I'm the nigga that you see when you in the mirror. Say my name 5 times, this what I deliver. This some of them niggas nuke that I'm dropping. The world in my pocket, puke you out your continent. Always drop hot as shit, toroidal flow keep constant. And I won't stop till I reach Christ conscious. Which one of y'all chicken really wonder with me? None of y'all chicken. I go out of here. Beach Coast looking forever in your area. This some other nigga that I'm dropping. The world in my pocket, puke you out your continent. Always drop hot, it's toroidal flow keep constant. And I won't stop till I reach Christ conscious. One chicken.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
Listen, I'm an equal rights advocate, exceptional with the gift of script and memorizing and stringing together sentences. For me, the art of organizing figures of speech is a cinch. Talent so immense, they envious of my penmanship. Cause my intellect is sharp and perception is accurate. Got male chauvinist seeing not bad for a chick. I'm getting down in the literary sense. I'm like, gender should not be the issue when one spits. Recognized and respect when a genius in your midst. Yet mindsets like that get them hostile, intense. Defensive, the egos clash instead of blend. Can't fathom women raising a standard, setting the trend. Not a men bashing binge, really all I'm saying is discrimination on us overall needs to end. The facts of the matter are clear. My speech has been in that kind of bondage too many years. Here and ain't going nowhere. It's our turn, we coming for our share. Studio stays to the business affairs. It's time to set the record straight and let them know we are here and ain't going nowhere. The man they start treating us fair. Those who agree throw a fist in the air. Wake them up, make them all aware. We are the hands of a dying breed, supplying a need to put dignity where it's supposed to be. For us to be real essence of energy in the industry. Counteract the pornographic imagery effectively. Exposing the motives of the beast. Currently controlling these corporate entities. Blatantly attacking the female psyche. Ceasing from completely misrepresenting me. On the net, Bluetooth screens and magazines. Not cool to be viewed as a piece of meat. Exploiting any lady with low self-esteem. A false depiction of what femininity be. Yeah, I mean, seriously dope. What the video vixen portrays off the hook majority of the time. I respect the grind, but the question in my mind is who decides when to draw the line. Hip-hop chicks been eclipsed and downsized. Forced to believe we not relevant to the times. Powers that be promoting just one side, but our presence worldwide is of various kinds. Here and ain't going nowhere. It's our turn, we coming for our share. Studio stays to the business affairs. It's time to set the record straight and let them know we are here and ain't going nowhere. demand they start treating us fair. Those who agree throw a fist in the air. Wake them up, make them all aware. We are here and ain't going nowhere. It's our turn, we coming for our share. Studio stays to the business affairs. Whatever route we got to go to get it, we're prepared. Logical approach, start a network up in here. Census-driven numbers, time we unified our peers. See the void filled in the gap, buck stops there. Watch our own backs, chivalry is dead. Break bread on the norm, keep the bond real strong. Won't allow no loose links, any shape or form. Our movement is formed, aggressively going forward. Reason is because we will not be ignored.
DJ Fusion.
Oh, yeah. Right on, blue boy, dipping, uni, dicking on the scorecard, dicking on the fully sick as a Sunni strap with a Bobby bull on a penny, two in common. Boots to the ceiling, boosting the serum, so sincere, boots, new to the feeling. Right on the old same bucket, you hear me, bricks for the fabric of your fiber. Bricks, dips, blicks, big, brighter. Bees in the trap, no bees in the hive. G's for Jesus, G's in the nine. Always for OGs, grease in the eyes, grease in the khakis, piece to the side. Forgotten youth when older mutants play Magneto. We believe the strip and never plagiarize their credo. Fashion cutter for the fascists, dirty lipped and truly goony. Looney Tunes, Schooly D's come off cartoony. No king, cloak and dagger, lava banger legacy. No anonymity, no forced validity. False hopes, we got close, man. We got ghosts, tough shows and rough roads till every sign said go.
Take the skins, hang them on the walls. Not trophies, just reminders. What is left to when we fall, 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 fall.
Yeah, hey, I'm pushing up on your tempo. She two-stone Nintendo. I'm Vince Cerf, she Pink Floyd. I'm jumping out the window. Psych, I'm fly, I float. I ride by, cut my own mode. Get by with my shows. Fam, dismantle thrones. All the in your station. All up in your dark, awkward in your Mark Mary conversations. Call them out the park, hanging out in Van Halen cabs in your city. All up in your block, opposite the cops. Y'all should all with me. Style like a Cadillac crash with a battle axe handy. Gucci store, fire on the Cotord. In planes, trains, and automobiles. I'm John Candy. Y'all just can't stand me. I make them feel ridiculous. Picking apart they postures. Put together meticulously awful. In the air, hostile. The fingernails, watch them. Sit and stare, box them if I gotta. Panic is the fashion. I arrow to the action. Piper through all types of types like me, y'all ain't with ever.
Go get it, or go without. You going nowhere, run that shit into the ground. Go get it, or go without. We go for broke and run that shit into
Struck by lightning with a hand in the sand. Came to with a fist fused in glass. Closed the circuit, skull full of white light. Mouth full of ash, sparks in the pavement, dragging the chain. Anchors off, man, lost it again. Steady on, gotta push through the rain. Weather in the vein, came for this, trained for this. Made for this. Pray they miss duck. Duck, gray duck gets up and running. Rest fall back like a bridge in London. Brand new brakes, I never touch it.
Man, you're on spin move, you doing too much. Rental car, trip cigar. I'm just laughing while that whole thing blow up. Looking like I'm joking, Noah. Black mask, take your gas money. My name is Sims, but call me David Lynch. I make them act funny. I ain't afraid to change lines, state, date, or face. I'm option 2 when you skate or die and still surviving in baselines, at least for the next 8 months. Then I change up like it ain't much. You do the Roger Rabbit and shape up. Still blabbing about some frame up vision. MM living great duck prison. Nape, giving way subliminal. Class more criminal. Trying to make my stance more pivotal. See what is left is suspect. The Pepsi Gen went crystal punk like that. Scream rappers dead. I laughed until I lost my chill. I'm really real. Half built the spill, half kill at will. Half shark and I get it and my Philly failed. Mill City kid in the field, gritty in the blood, proof in the track. 50 in the tank, on it like a Mac. Truck, roll with a ton on my back. Better back up fast.
Go get it, or go without. You going nowhere, run that shit into the ground. Go get it, or go without. We go for broke and run that shit into the ground. And run that shit into the ground. And run that shit.
yo, right now it's the legendary DJ Marley Marl. We on the FuseBox. You know how we get down.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
When I met you last night, baby.
FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
Oh yeah.
Listening to FuseBox Radio with DJ Fusion.
joy and cheer. Love's a message that I bring to you, and there's no reason to be mean and cruel. Spread love all over the land. Every woman, girl, and boy and man. We can walk together hand in hand. This is all part of the Master's plan. Nations fearing one another cause our hate brings fear, oh yes it does. We can find ourselves a brighter day if you take it hard the words I say.
You are now listening to FuseBox Radio.
You down. Puts a smile on your face anytime, any place. Dancing helps relieve the pain, soothes your mind, makes you happy again. Listen to those dancing feet. Close your eyes and let go. But it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Rock you up, rock you up, rock you up. Everybody dance. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Everybody dance. party tune. But the time always in too soon. Everybody's dancing. Let your feet have some fun. Come on, everybody, get on your feet. Clap your hands. Everybody screaming.
Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance. Do-do-do-do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Everybody dance.
DJ Fusion.
machine, anxiety to ecstasy. Ooh, I'm a street player. I'm a street player. I'm a street player. Ooh, I'm a street player.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now witnessing FuseBox Radio.
You are now listening to the FuseBox with John Judah.
here on the FuseBox Radio.
And I'm free.
Left the city, my mama, she said don't come back. These kids round killing each other, they lost their minds. They quit in school making babies and can barely read. Some gone off to their war. Lord have mercy on them. 1, 2, 3, 4 cousins just round here selling dope. While they daddy, your uncle is walking around strung out. Babies with babies and their tears keep burning while the dreams go down the drain now. The dreams go down the drain now. Oh, we're really living or just walking dead now. We walking dead now. Oh, dreaming of a hope riding the wings of angels. Where we die, what a tragedy. I'm so terrified. Daydreamers, please wake up. We can't sleep no more. Love don't make no sense. Ask your neighbor. The winds have changed. It seems that they've abandoned us. The truth hurts and so does yesterday. What good is love if it burns bright and explodes in flames? I thought every living thing had love, but are we really living or just walking dead now? We walking dead now. Oh, dreaming of a hope riding the wings of angels. Where we die, what a tragedy. I'm so terrified. Daydreamers, please wake up. We can't sleep no more. I've seen them shooting up funerals in their Sunday clothes, and spending money on spinners, but won't pay college loans. And all you gangers and bangers rolling dice and taking lives in a smoky dog. Lord have mercy on you. Teacher, teacher, please reach those girls in the videos. The little girls just broken queens, confusing blink for soul. Dangerous danger when you take off your clothes. All your dreams go down the drain, girl. Are we really living or just walking dead now? Or dreaming of a hope riding the wings of angels? Way we live, where we die, tragedy. I'm so terrified. Daydreamers, please wake up. We can't sleep no more. Lord have mercy, Five, 7, 8, 2, 1. It is now time for you to come home, my dear. You've been gone long enough. Thank you. But you must come. You must go.
Right here on the FuseBox Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the chocolate room.
listening to the FuseBox with John Judah.
Right here on the FuseBox Radio. right here on the FuseBox Radio.
the FuseBox with John Judah.
No matter how hard you try, you can't stop us now. We're the renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of renegades. The renegades in this atomic age. This atomic age of renegades. Since the prehistoric ages and the days of ancient Greece, on down to the Middle Ages, planet Earth kept going through changes. And then the Renaissance came, and times continue to change. Nothing stayed the same, but there were always renegades, like you said, boy. shocking and rocking and putting aside the hip hop is real. Pop it, sugar, rock it, and put aside the hip hop. Pop it, sugar, rock it, and put aside the hip hop. We're the renegades of funk. 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 We finish out the funk and then it empty popping. Messing with the fuzz and the sound of electronics. The bass, the treble, the horns and the vocals. Cause every time we're popping to the beat we get fresh.
right here on the FuseBox Radio.
Listening to the FuseBox with John Judah.
right here on the FuseBox Radio. FuseBox Radio. Right here on the FuseBox Radio.
listening to the FuseBox with John Judah.
That's all the time we have tonight. Join us next time. Good night.